Well, good afternoon, everyone, or evening. I mean, not evening. How's everybody's Veterans Day was today? Hopefully everything was well with everyone for Veterans Day. Remember all those people who served and died. So, we're going to Veterans Day questions tonight. Learn some things about Veterans Day. Hey, Jason, how you doing? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about some veterans, facts of Veterans Day questions. See how much we know our little Veterans Day and stuff. So cold. It's 38 degrees here. Had heat on the last 2 days. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Is it still windy there, Jason? We got some snow on late Sunday night, and then some um, Monday morning. But Sunday night, all our vehicles were frozen from rain and snow combined. So everybody's vehicle was kind of like frozen with ice. But yeah, Indianapolis got real hit where I take my stepmother shopping at BJ's wholesale club down there for her to buy stuff. Oh, cool. It is? Oh, wow. So, yeah. Your Jeep has no heat? Do you have to? Did you find out how much it cost? Is the thermostat in your Jeep not working, Melissa? It might be your thermostat that needs to be replaced in your Jeep to get your heat going again. And waiting for everybody else. Oh, see through. Are you out there? I know Mustang. I told Mustang 7 o'clock was game night would be starting. And of course, earlier I've got to put it on Facebook. So hopefully, um, we'll have a good game night tonight. It's not the thermostat. Oh, okay. How about the heater inside your car where the heat comes through? So yeah, it's already in a almost. We're in the middle of this week. We only got what 2.5 weeks left in November. Um, man, it's going fast right now. After the end of this week, we only got 2.5 weeks left. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the weather's going to be. The first snowfall we had, so that tells us what to expect. I saw the news, what our weather was Sunday through Monday. So it's going to be interesting weather comes into January of next year to see what happens. Um, it'll be interesting to see. So Yeah, I must say he's not getting alerts and stuff. I'm trying to figure out why. They're not see through. Once in a while he does. Um, I'm trying to see why we're no one's getting getting alerts and stuff. But yeah, we're going to do uh, Veterans Day questions, so be interesting. All right, we're almost ready for getting Mustang's almost getting ready. She just came told me she's just coming home, so we're waiting for her. Where is See Through? Where are you, See Through? Are you watching at the pub? See Through? Hey, Cyber, how you doing? All right, here's the. Well, Boston knows the new channel. I told him where the my new channel is. It seems like he's having problems um getting on here for some reason. Um, no, Boston's not a girl, Melissa. Let me just get full screen here. There we go. Do the full screen. Yeah. So, but well, boss is going to be a little like she said. So we're going to get going here. All right. So history of Veterans Day fact, random and interesting, and famous veterans. So $100 for this question. This was known as the Great War. Is it World War One or World War Two? This is known as the Great War. He got you out in the cold. He's not running around everywhere, is he? This is known as the Great War. Which one was the Great War? World War One or World War Two? In the 30s where you are, Cyber? Okay. Everybody's correct so far. It is World War One. That was the Great War, the very first war. World War One. World War One, also known as the Great War, began in 1914 after the assassination of Duke Ferdinand of Austria and his murder culprit into the war across Europe that lasted until 1918. So there you go. History and fact. Veterans Day fact. True or false? The correct spelling for Veterans Day is with apostrophe as shown. True or false? $31 here. So true or false? Is the apostrophe supposed to be in the veteran's name or not? We got false, two false, and two trues. All right, let's find out. The answer is false. It's actually spelled without the apostrophe on Veterans Day. So those who said false is correct. All right, random. The name of the national cemetery where the president gives a speech and veterans are honored. Is it Fort Mitchell National Cemetery or Arlington National Cemetery? Which one? Arlington? Rest of you? What you guessed? B? Hey, Frank Meister's going on. Doing the Veterans Day questions tonight. Happy Veterans Day, Frank Meister. Happy Veterans Day. All right, so we all know it's Arlington National Cemetery. Arlington National Cemetery. And originally it was George Washington's land. All right, interesting. What's the difference between the Memorial Day and Veterans Day? So what's between the Memorial Day and Veterans Day? I think the difference is Yes. It's kind of like a V-Day, veterans when they lost their lives during the invasion to change the ties. A lot of men lived and died on that day on V-Day. All right, so let's go ahead. It is Memorial Day honors those who died while serving in the military, and the Veterans Day honors all who have served, whether they are alive or deceased. Those are the two differences. Okay, famous veterans. An author of many children's books who introduce you to Whoville. Is it Dr. Seuss or Ronald Dole? Which one? Who introduced us Whoville? All right, everybody's getting that correct. It is Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, his real name was Theodore Strauss Grusel. I think I said it right. He joined World War II effect at the first. He drew posters for the Treasury Department and the War Production Board. He eventually joined the United States Army, and he was put in command of the Ammunition Department of the 1st Motion Picture Unit. There you go. That's real interesting. All right, this agreement was signed on June 28th, 1919 in France. It's a Treaty of Paris or the Treaty of Versailles? Which one? A or B? Okay, anybody else? Everybody agreeing with Frank? Of course. And then Jason? I agree with Frank and Jason. Thank God my dad was in the service in the spring. Him and my mom beat plates in the National Cemetery. Find his papers. Couldn't think the name of it. Oh, the DD 214 papers. Melissa, the DD 214 papers. That's what you're talking about. That's what the paper's called. The DD 214 papers. All right, the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty forced Germany to surrender colonies in Africa, Asia, and Pacific. Cede territory to other nations like France and Poland. Reduce the size of the military. Pay war reportion to allied countries, and accept guilt for the war. Well, we know that didn't last too long because one of those who was in World War I became leader of Germany and started World War II. He didn't like losing. Veterans Day was always celebrated on Mondays, along with Memorial Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, President's Day, to create a 3-day weekend which would stimulate the economy. True or false? Okay. I hope see-through comes through. I know Mustang is doing things right now, so she just got home. Okay. The answer is true. How can that be true? Hold on, let me find out here. Let me look that up. If some stupid idiot put the wrong information, let's find out. And it says the Unified Monday Holiday Act in 1968 aims to help workers enjoy a 3-day weekend, promoting travel industry what uniform. Okay, so how the Uniform Monday Holiday changed the date of Veterans Day? So what information holiday act? So those days we know that every November 11th, Veterans Day, a date chosen, an evaluation of Armistead Day, which celebrate the ending of the fighting in World War I. However, there was a period of the United States when the veterans were celebrated a bit early. The Uniform Monday Holiday Act 1968 aimed to help workers enjoy the 3-day weekend while promoting a travel industry. So what is the Uniform Monday Holiday Act? Uniform Monday Holiday Act is a bill that made Washington's birthday a memorial federal holiday held on a Monday to create Columbus Day in a federal holiday, which would be held on Mondays. It was signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1968 to June 1st. However, it would take effect. A exclusive order was signed by President Richard Nixon in 1971. So there you go. So that's what it is. And that's the story. Random. As of 2022, the number of veterans over the age of 65 is blank. It's approximately 8 million or 11 million. Don't worry, later on, Trump trying to change the date again. Come up with another holiday for him. So Trump trying to come up with another holiday after he builds his luxurious dining room, ballroom, $300 million ballroom. Are you kidding me? And nobody will be able to see him unless he stands up through the window. Everybody can look down from the ballroom. So is it A or B? Yeah, it seems like it's all about money, Jason. That's correct. Which one, A or B? B, okay. So 2 says A and 1 says B. Okay, anybody else? All right. Next thing gets here. All right, it's 8 million people of veterans. All right, so move on. Interesting. The president who made Veterans Day official holiday, is it John F. Kennedy or Dwight Eisenhower? Which president made it Veterans Day? John F. Kennedy or Dwight Eisenhower? B? Okay. Yeah, Christy's not on here. She must be on another channel watching. Or she's just watching. B, you think, Jason? Okay. Cyber? Dwight? Okay, let's find out. Answer is Dwight Eisenhower signed the bill citing November 11th as a Veterans Day, encouraged Americans to commit themselves to cause of the peace to honor Americans' veterans for those courage, honor, and patriotism and sacrifice. He's the one who came up with V-Day to invade and end the war with Germany, along with Russia on the other side. So that's what it is. It's the rest of the story. All right. The Veterans was the first African American Major League Baseball player. This veteran was the first African American Major League Baseball player. Is it Jackie Robinson or Reggie Jackson? Which one? Oh, don't worry, Jason. Trump will figure out something. Jackie Robinson? Okay. All right, let's find out. It is Jackie Robinson. Robinson was drafted into the Army in 1942, where he served in Surrogate Army Cavalry Unit before he applied for Officer Cadet Candidate School. Through the application was delayed, alleged because of his race. He was eventually commissioned as the second lieutenant in 1943. He faced a court-martial for refusing to give up his seat and moved to the back of the bus, Camp Hood, Texas, but was later cleared. Robinson would later be medical discharged for an ankle issue. Sad what has perspired those days. Shouldn't be. This state of peace agreed to between opponent so they can discuss peace terms. Is it A or B? You did, Jason. Cool. So which one of these? This is a state of peace agreed to between opponents so they can discuss peace. A, okay. Let's find out. It is Armistead. A. Correct. Okay, Veterans Day. This important program gives veterans greater access to health care in the VA facility and in the community. Is it the GI Bill or the Mission Act? Which one is it? B? Okay, let's find out. It is B, Mission Act. Correct. Random. What organization offers a variety of service to disabled veterans and their family? Is it A, Veteran Organization, VFW, or the Disabled American, DVA? Which one? VFW? Okay, let's find out. Yep, nope. Disabled Americans, DVA. DVA has more than 1.2 million members. The organization has tremendous reach and invaluable service to wounded veterans. It provides its members, veterans, and their family to help with disability assistance. Their VA pension and job program. That's what. So it was B. Interesting story. There were approximately blank members of the United States military killed during World War II. Was it 300,000 or 400,000? Which one? A or B? Is it 300,000 or 400,000? Because we were fighting two different wars at that time. We were fighting Germany on one side, we were fighting Japan on the other side. So combine those two. So we were fighting two different wars on that in that time. And the world didn't think that the United States were able to pull this off. Hey, Mustang, 400,000. Cool. But yeah, people around the world didn't think we can be able to pull that off. Surprised Japan very well after the World War II was over. All right, let's find out. It was 400,000 during World War II. All right. Famous veterans. This veteran was regarded as one of the most influential electrical guitarists in the history of the popular music and one of the most celebrated musicians of the 20th century. Is it Eric Clapton or Jimi Hendrix? It's got to be Jimi Hendrix. He was in the military. So yes, Jimi Hendrix was in the military. Damn, he played a guitar too. Electric guitar. Anybody else agree with me and Mustang, Jimi Hendrix? All right, let's find out. Jimi Hendrix. Hendrix was alleged busted by Seattle cops for riding around in a stolen car and given the choice of jail time or military service. In 1961, Hendrix was assigned to the 101st Airborne at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The World War II era Screaming Eagles had been reactivated for the first time just a few years earlier, while the 10th 101st Hendrix earned the Screaming Eagle patch after finishing paratrooper training through. He was later medical discharged following the ankle injury during the jump. Yeah, there we are. Veterans Day history. The Armistice to end World War I signed on the 11th hour, on the 11th day, on the 11th month in 1918. At this time, during that day, we stopped to honor veterans on Veterans Day? Was it at the 11th hour or was it 3 o'clock? Which one? Because everything was on the 11th hour, 11 o'clock. Everybody else agree? 11 o'clock? There we go. The answer is 11 o'clock. That's correct. Veterans Day. The branch of the military that celebrates their birthday in Veterans Day with a 96-hour liberty period is the United States Marines or the Navy. Which one? The Marines or the Navy? Which one? United States Marines. All right, let's find out. Yep, United States Marines. Random. Name 2 states with the highest percentage of veterans. Name 2 states with the highest percentage of veterans. Which one? What's the highest states with veterans? Okay, let's find out. According to the current population data, the 2 states with the highest percentage of the United States population, California and Texas. California has the largest population overall, followed by Texas. So, did anyone get it right? Nope, no one got it right. So, California and Texas. California and Texas are big states. They fought for freedom from those 2 states. Okay, let's move on. Interesting story. What does the president or the highest ranking official lay at the grave sites for the tomb of the unknown soldier? A, the wreath or the flag? Which one? Is it the wreath or the flag? The wreath, okay. A, the wreath, correct. There must be something here, but never come up with. All right, famous veterans. This veteran is also an actor and is well known for his moral kung fu art skills. Is it Chuck Norris or Jackie Chan? Which one? So, Chuck Norris. So he served as an air police officer in South Korea during stint of its Air Force beginning in 1958, where he picked up some additional moral art skills. So everybody should know that Chuck Norris was in Korean War. All right, history. The president who officially changed the name of holiday from Armistead Day to Veterans Day. Who was it? Eisenhower or Ronald Reagan? Eisenhower or Ronald Reagan? B. Okay. Eisenhower. Okay. Anybody else? We lost Melissa. All right. Answer is Eisenhower. All right. Veterans Day facts. Okay. When National Veterans Awareness Week celebrate? Which one is it? November 1st through the 7th or November 11th through the 17th? Which one? A or B? B? B, okay. Cyber, what about you? Which one? All right, let's find out. It is November 11th through the 17th, the United States Senate Resolution 143, which was passed on August 4th, 2001, designated the week of November 11th through November 17th, 2001 as a National Veteran Awareness Week. So it's B. Random. The oldest military decoration in the world in present U.S. use given to those wounded or killed while serving. Is it a Purple Heart or the Medal of Honor? Which one? A or B? old calendar. Purple Heart. Hey, Christy, how you doing? All right, should be the Purple Heart. The Purple Heart is the highest medal of honor is given to our veterans. All right. The current percentage of the United States veterans who are women are blank. Is it 3% or 10%? Which one? A or B? 10%? Okay, let's find out. Answer is 10%. Correct. All right. Go after this. We'll do another one. Famous veterans. This veteran played God in Bruce Almighty. Is it Morgan Freeman or Jim Carrey? Well, we know it's Morgan Freeman. Everyone, it's A. It's A. It's Morgan Freeman. He played the electric company. And all back in the 70s, he played the TV show called The Electric Company. All right. Everybody's getting it correct. Yep. And there it is. Morgan Freeman, the Oscar winner with iconic voice. Morgan Freeman was intrigued by the war film growing up, which inspired him to join the Air Force in 1955. He served as a radar technician, and realizing the flying in the Air Force was not for him, he left the military almost 4 years later. All right, so let me find another one of another Veterans Day. What's this one? Let's do this one. All right, let's do this one. All right. All right, famous veterans, presidential veterans, Veterans Day, famous veterans 2, and Patriot. All right, the temperature's changing. I had to take some allergy pills. Okay, veterans. The legendary rock and roller was known as the King. We know it's Elvis Presley, who's the king of rock and roll, because his manager fucked up. Because his manager fucked up. Yep, Elvis Presley is the only one. All right, it is. Who is Elvis Presley? All right, presidential veterans. He led the Continental Army in the Revolutionary War. Who was the famous president who was the general of the Continental Army? Famous George Washington. Yes, everybody's getting that one correct. Who was George Washington? Veterans Day. This holiday honors all who served in our armed forces in both war times and peace. Okay. What is Veterans Day? Correct. All right. Famous veterans. This actress will forever be remembered as Maud in the TV series of the same name and Dorothy in the Golden Girls, but she was also one of the first women enlisted in the Marines in 1943, where she served as a truck driver and a typist. We know who that is, don't we all? Used to watch Maud all the time when I was a kid with my mom and my grandpa. Nope, it was not Betty White. B. Arthur. That is correct. B. Arthur was in the Marines. She served our country. Yep. So everybody's correct. B. Arthur was the actress. Okay, Patriot flag. This song is played at the beginning of the sporting events. What song is played at the sporting events? National anthem. Okay, let's find out. It is the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. All right, famous veterans. The legendary actor and director once asked, "You've got to ask yourself one question: do you feel lucky?" Maybe not so lucky he was drafted and served during the Korean War conflict. Who was it? Do you feel lucky? Who said that? Do you feel lucky? All right, let's find out. Correct answer is yes, Clint Eastwood. Yep, he was drafted and served during the Korean War along with uh, you know who. Okay. He was a Civil War general who accepted Robert E. Lee's surrender at Appomattox Courthouse. Who was that Civil War general? Oh, no, 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 no. General Grant. Does anybody know about General Grant? He surrendered. Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Grant. Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Grant. That's the name. Ulysses Grant. General Ulysses Grant. That's who surrendered. Veterans Day. Veterans Day was originally called this holiday celebrating the end of World War One. The original holiday name means an agreement made by opposing sides to cease fire for a time or truce. All right, let's find out. What is Armistice Day? Did anybody get close to it? Oh, yes. Cool, cool. All right. Next on the list here. Favorite veterans. This former senator from Arizona, later Republican president candidate, spent 5 years in POW prison during the Vietnam. Do we know? I know exactly who it is. Yeah. Thomas Kane, Senator McCain, who was, too bad he didn't become president. Yep, John McCain. Yep, sure is. Everybody knows that. Yep, John McCain, POW. All right. The star represents on this American flag. The stars that represent this on the American flag. All right. What are the 50 states? Does anyone remember that? What are the 50 states? Yes. Correct. Good. All right. Next one. Famous veterans. He broke MLB color barrier in 1947. He broke the MLB color barrier in 1947. Anybody? Jackie Robinson. Okay, let's find out. Everybody's correct. Jackie Robinson. All right. Presidential. This outdoorsman, veteran turned president, led his Rough Riders up to San Juan Hill in the Spanish American War. He sounds mean, but he's really a teddy bear. Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt. That's why they call him the teddy bear. He had a famous teddy bear made up for him. Theodore Roosevelt. All right. Veterans Day. This cemetery is where the United States President commemorated Veterans Day. It is located in the city of the same name in Virginia. And what name is that? All right. It is, what is Arlington Cemetery? All right. Famous veterans. In 1955, this actor, who often plays the voice of God, and he had his bucket list. We offer a scholarship for Jackson Street University, but he turned it down and joined the Air Force instead. Who was this? 1955, this actor who often plays the voice of God and has a bucket list. He was offered scholarship to Jackson Street University, but he turned it down. Joined the Air Force instead. Okay, you got Morgan Freeman. All right, it is Morgan Freeman. Everybody's getting that correct. Everybody got that one. Stuff. All right, let's go on. Patriot flag. The stripes represent this on the American flag. What does the stripes mention for American flag? Okay. 13 colonies. That is correct. All right. Famous veterans. He was famous for his landscape painting, but served 20 years in the Air Force. Who was it? I know. So, who was this famous person with landscape paintings, but served 20 years in Air Force? Bob Ross. Yes, everybody's getting correct. Bob Ross is the answer. Does all that landscaping. Who was Bob Ross? That was from Indiana. All right. Presidential veteran. He was decorated for heroism after his PT boat was sunk during World War II. Well, everybody should know that one. Whose famous president PT boat was sunk during World War II? John F. Kennedy. Yep, John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy. All right, everybody get that one. Veterans Day. The memorial is the location for the United States President Commission of Veterans Day. Hmm? Okay, well, let's find out. What is the tomb of the unknown soldier? As the first man to walk on the moon, this famous veteran studied aeronautics engineering at Purdue University, thanks to the scholarship from the Navy. Who is it? Neil Armstrong. That's what it is. His name is Neil Armstrong. He mowed my grandfather's yard. Who was Neil Armstrong? Patriot flag. This holiday honors Americans who died serving their country during war times. What is it? Ah. All right. Answer is, what is Memorial Day? All right. Veterans. This man is black or African American. Man in black served in this Air Force before becoming a country singer. This man in black served in the Air Force before becoming a country singer. Who is that? Who was the man in black? Who was Johnny Cash? You might get that right. All right. Presidential. He served as a captain in the Illinois militia during the Black Hawk Wars. This leadership later helped him to keep the United States together. And we know who that is, ladies and gentlemen. Who is Abraham Lincoln? Who is Abraham Lincoln? So who is Abraham Lincoln? That's the answer. Does anybody agree with that? All right. The answer is Abraham Lincoln. Veterans Day. The president renamed Honors Day to Veterans Day in 1954 in order to honor the veterans of all wars the United States has fought. His wife, Mimi, approved. Whose wife is it? Eisenhower? Okay. And the answer is Dwight Eisenhower. Correct. Last two questions. While she better known for her role as the leader of the Underground Railroad, this former slave was also the first woman in American history to lead the military expedition as a spy for the United States Union in the Civil War. Who is it? It was Harriet Tubman. Did anyone get that correct? Harriet Tubman, who made freedom of African slaves, get them out from the South. All right, the final question of the night is: the Star Spangled Banner was written about this war. What was the Star Spangled Banner was written about this war? And Thomas Francis Key, who wrote that? Everybody remember the year of Thomas Francis Key? What war was that? And he wrote it, saw those men keeping up that American flag, about that barricade, that fort. The War of 1812. All right. There you go. So that's it for the night. Hey, I appreciate for y'all coming. I appreciate it very much. And we'll talk to you guys later. Hey, thanks for all coming on this Veterans Day. And y'all who serve in the United States veterans, God bless you all. Bye now.